Stern business student comes in every shape, size, every background in the book, and I think that has just really opened my eyes to the types of things you can do in business.
Instantly, I stepped into the school and there was this warmth.
Stern students are really just very interested in learning about one another, and they're genuinely interested and genuinely care for one another.
Stern has challenged me to think a lot deeper and set the bar a lot higher.
What I have found here at Stern is that foundation that will enable me to go take on those next opportunities.
I mean, it's magical, that's for sure.
I think New York is Stern's #1 advantage.
New York is a center of finance where there are always opportunities to network.
Interviewing at companies, meeting people at companies is just so easy. I would just hop on the subway to go meet whoever I wanted, and then every club at Stern would always be advertising events happening across the city.
It really allows you to have experiences that you may not get elsewhere.
I honestly don't even know what an MBA experience would be like outside of New York. I don't necessarily know that I would have gotten the same value out of an MBA had I gone somewhere else.
The people that I've connected to are just brilliant, creative, open, warm people.
Collaborative.
Community. Camaraderie.
I was a little afraid of transitioning from the military and going into an academic setting and not necessarily having that familial experience, and I couldn't have been any more wrong.
So Stern has a talent of selecting people that are both high IQ but also EQ.
You have all these people that have this energy and just want to get better, want to improve, and they want to reach out to one another saying, how can we get better together?
That says a lot about a school where everyone's competitive and everyone wants to be the best, where people actually do everything they can to help each other out.
People have been so open and so generous and so kind, and it's a really smart group of people too. So it's great to be around talented, awesome people.
I kind of love walking around the halls of Stern and you hear people speaking all these different languages.
There's just a ton of very diverse people from all sorts of different backgrounds.
You know, the first day of school, I got put into a team. One guy was a marketing director at L'Oreal and the other guy worked in Cyber Command for the US Army. And you know, straight there you have very different experiences to share, but we all seem to get along really well.
I love being around them and learning about their path and how they got to where they are today.
Having this very well-rounded education is invaluable.
It's really changed my perspective in terms of how I look at companies now.
Being here within these hallways is a great way to try out new things within the safety of the Stern bubble, while at the same time giving you the opportunity to learn and to grow.
I found myself speaking in a class discussion. After I was finished, I was like, wow, did I really just speak eloquently about emerging markets economics? Where did that come from?
I see the school opening up its course offerings to cater to a larger variety of students.
I learned a lot about leadership, and I've taken those lessons absolutely and applied them in the workplace.
Professors here are focused on how can you apply what you're learning here after you leave this building. And I think that's the best part, that's why you're here.
I was fortunate that I worked at a small company, so I could kind of go to class and then learn a new marketing strategy and then go to work the next day and implement that strategy.
I think what's been most interesting to me is when we're in class and networking and doing our assignments, having people who have a different background in their work.
I was able to add value by discussing an agency I actually worked with that was the topic of a business case, and as a part-time student, it's something that I think you can really bring to the table.
James Gorman came to speak with Stern last year in Paulson. It was just a really cool opportunity to hear him be really candid about a lot of topics.
We had CEOs and other executives from companies in all different kinds of industries.
Think social, drink local. Yeah, that's a great event. The dean
was part of the fashion show.
I'm the Stern Government President. It's been an amazing experience working with Chrissy.
Yeah, so I was Executive Vice President, and we were the bridge between students and the administration, and that put us in touch with a lot of students, faculty, and administrators that made the Stern experience what it is for everybody.
Damo Duran is the rock star at Stern.
I've never felt so pushed in a class to my limits and beyond.
I loved Dolly Chug's classes. I've taken her twice, and she just brings such a humanity to teaching management.
She was spectacular at bringing real-world examples into the classroom and trying to get you to think about how to get things done.
She brought Tommy Kail to campus.
She did bring Tommy Kail.
The director of Hamilton that you can't get a ticket on.
And that was by far one of the coolest things I've ever heard at Stern.
Everything that he said really resonated well with me, and it was probably the best leadership lecture that I've gotten at Stern.
Professor Kabi, with his many stories around power and politics.
The energy that he has and the desire to make sure that students are really enjoying what's going on and everybody's involved.
Professor Oken, just because all of his classes are so engaging. You go to a class and he just has all these stories to tell. He'll teach different lessons and have 5 different stories to prove different points.
Charlie Murphy would be by far my favorite professor.
He keeps it real.
Yeah.
I feel like after every class, my mind is just blown, right? Like, oh, that's how that works.
In spring break of my first year, I was a part of the Japan trek. 100 people traveling to Japan.
My favorite part was probably the hot springs, and when we got dressed up in kimonos.
DBI Brazil was essentially a socio-economic, political, cultural crash course.
We became so close by being in a completely new country on a totally new continent.
For me, definitely a banner one was being able to walk the red carpet at the Cannes Film Festival.
Absolutely.
And we had the opportunity together to attend a movie premiere.
I went to Costa Rica for DBI, and that whole country is very geared towards sustainability. So I loved it there. It was great. And the weather was beautiful.
My class luckily had the experience to go to Hong Kong several times. From the gastronomical sense as well as professional sense was quite an exciting experience.
I did DBI Australia. It was the time of my life. We had corporate visits. We went to some wineries. They actually brought out animals. So I saw a koala for the first time, which was I think that was my most liked Instagram photo ever.
We did DBI Singapore.
It's a blast. It's so much fun. The opportunity to go there with a group of, it was 30 of us. Learning some interesting things about Asia.
Maybe went out a couple nights, maybe danced. Some classmates.
Maybe.
We just had a lot of fun.
There's this real divide in me about graduating. Part of me doesn't want to leave.
I'll miss the people.
I'm really gonna miss the people.
The people?
Absolutely, the people. Just being surrounded by so many intelligent, incredibly nice, really amazing people. I've never experienced that before, and I don't think I'll ever experience something like that again.
I think I'll miss most just being in an environment that pushes you to be your best self, that pushes you to learn and put yourself out there.
Just the continuous learning. You're constantly stimulated, constantly learning new stuff. That's what I love the most, and I think that's what I'll miss the most.
One of my favorite memories at Stern was last year's Follies.
It's just really exciting to see so many people who are, stereotypically focused on quantitative skills and profits and money and sort of very rigid and uptight, show their creative side.
It's kind of we're all sharing the same inside joke, and everyone's a part of it. And the in-group is everyone.
During lunch, we actually had Malcolm Gladwell speak, and I thought that was a great way to kind of kick things off.
Having dinner at Ellis Island the first week during launch, it was a point for me to say this education in New York is going to be like a cornerstone for the rest of my career and the rest of my life.
People always say anything is possible in New York City, and Stern always delivers on that message with the type of people they attract, the faculty, and all the different offerings that they have.
Retreat, for those who don't know what it is, it's a weekend in the woods with 100, 150 Langone students, and it's just this really incredible weekend of camaraderie, and it's totally amazing.
I think we did a great job of bringing both the full-time and the Langone programs together this year and making our philanthropy team even bigger.
I remember Stern Speaks that happened last year about race and diversity and inclusion, and that for me changed my perspective, that this is possible and this is a community that's going to drive towards that.
This 2-year experience has really been tremendous in helping me kind of figure out who I am and what it is that I want to do in the future.
I'm proud every day. It's not a moment, it's something I think, you carry with you always. I went to Stern. That's so cool.
It's not a part of your CV, it's who you are.
Amazing.
Congrats, class of 2016. Welcome back for the free pizza.
Thank you so much for letting us be your student representatives.
Thank you for being our classmates, friends, and family for the past 2 years.
We can't wait to see what's next.
Congratulations.
Guys, I know you didn't think we were going to be able to do this when we were studying for corporate finance at 2 in the morning, but guess what? We all made it. Congratulations.
Congrats, MSBA class of 2016, and a special thanks to my fiance Jim for playing video games in another room of the house all year.
Thanks to my family and my wife for supporting me for 2 years.
Thank you to my parents and mi familia for supporting me.
We rocked it.
I want to say a special thanks to my mom, my son Sean, my boyfriend, my class, Stern faculty, and administrative support. Thank you for being there for me. Congratulations and best of luck.
Congratulations, class of 2016. Brown Corps for life, and Mom, this one's for you.
Felicitaciones. I just want to say thank you to all my friends and family. This has been one of the hardest but best things I've ever done, and I definitely couldn't have done it without all your support, so thank you so much.
Huge shout out to Yellow Corps 2013. We're here, we did it, we made it. Congratulations to everybody. And a huge hug to my husband. I couldn't have made it without you.
Class of 2016.
Stay in touch.
Stay real.
And stay hungry.
I'm actually hungry.
I'm really hungry. Should we go?
Yes.
We love you. Class of 2016, we're gonna miss you. Congratulations. We love you.
Congrats, class of 2016. Go get 'em.